2017 and welcoming in 2018 the ITV News with Alistair Stewart.
Out with the old, in with the new. It is time to say goodbye to 2017 and welcome in the new year. Join us for the ITV News countdown to midnight.
This is ITV News with Alistair Stewart.
Good evening. If you stay with us over the next 20 minutes, you will not miss a moment of the most spectacular night of the year. We will bring you the final chimes of Big Ben and the moment that first bong signals the start of New Year. From along the banks of the River Thames and high above, we will have the best images of what promises to be an amazing fireworks display. And we'll be live in Edinburgh with the traditional Hogmanay celebrations. All of that to come, but in many parts of the world, it is already 2018. Dan Rivers rounds up the celebrations so far.
In Europe, 2018 has already begun. The City of Light leading the way in celebrations with this incredible display. The Arc de Triomphe at the centre of the fireworks and laser show in Paris. And this was Berlin. The Brandenburg Gate was at the centre of a massive open-air party. There are few cities on earth that do fireworks better than Sydney. And this year, that world-famous bridge was once again the perfect stage for spectacular pyrotechnics. More than 1 million people gathered to watch 2018 being ushered in. An epic display across the harbour that at times saw the bridge lit in rainbow colours to celebrate recently passed same-sex marriage legislation. New Zealand was one of the first countries to see in the new year 2 hours earlier. Auckland's Casino and Event Centre, the focus for fireworks and huge celebrations. In Tokyo, it was balloons, not fireworks, filling the sky at midnight. The Japanese celebrated the arrival of the Year of the Dog in traditional way, praying for peace and good fortune at Shinto shrines around the country. In Hong Kong, though, the celebrations were loud and lavish. A skyline that's mesmerising on any evening, tonight was quite a sight. Compare this conspicuous display to that of North Korea, where the fireworks were considerably more muted. But despite international sanctions, there were celebrations in Pyongyang as families braved perishing temperatures to see a new year. In neighbouring China, the party was well organised and colourful. In a country that invented fireworks, they were conspicuously absent here, perhaps saved for the Chinese New Year in February. But this was still a chance to celebrate and look forward to what 2018 will bring. And in Dubai, the world's tallest building, the Burj Al Khalifa, was lit up in a spectacular light and laser show. 160 stories used as a giant canvas for dazzling projections of patterns and colours, including the UAE's founder, Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan. Fireworks were not used because of security concerns after a fire at a nearby skyscraper 2 years ago, but this laser display has set a new world record. This was the scene in Erbil, northern Iraq, as Kurds celebrated a year in which they'd fought to defeat the so-called Islamic State. And in the Russian capital, the colourful domes of St. Basil's Cathedral framed the fireworks which lit up the Moscow sky. This was Athens as the clock approached midnight. The Acropolis, a symbol of ancient civilization, lit up by the modern fireworks that signalled the beginning of another year. In Zimbabwe, the country celebrated not only the new year but also a new beginning without Robert Mugabe, and hopes that 2018 will see a very different future. It won't be long before it's London's turn to see if it can compete with the rest of the world, which has so far put on quite a show. Dan Rivers, ITV News.
And there are just over 7.5 minutes remaining of 2017, and after the amazing displays around the world, attention falls on the United Kingdom. Well, a few moments ago I spoke to one of the London events organisers, Jim Donald, and asked if London was up to the task.
Absolutely. Every year I think we rock, and we create something that is unique to London and something that I think stands out from all the other cities around the world.
How much preparation do you have to put into it? I mean, not only to make it that spectacular, but also to make sure it's safe.
From the show, we start in August, believe it or not, looking at the music and starting to look at what tracks we're going to use, what the brief is this year from the Mayor's office, to then create what is our backbone to our show. So we spent a couple of months.
Yeah, but talking specifically about that show, I mean, I love a firework display like anybody else does, but what are the things we should particularly look out for? What do you think are the real five gold star elements?
Well, the thing for us and what we try and do is create something that's very much synchronised to our music. So our music tracks are our bass line, and it's not just the fireworks, it's actually the lighting as well. We've got a great lighting rig on the London Eye, and so it's integrating both lighting, sound and the fireworks to create the magic. So each element on their own are good. If we put them all together, it just creates an amazing piece of magic. So that's the first thing. The other piece of thing is really creating a music track that ebbs and flows and allows us to use the great architecture behind us, and not using everything all at the same time, but we create rotations around the eye, create synchronised movements on the river, and then obviously mixing it in with the lighting design. We've got a great lineup. Our brief this year was to do a mix. First half of being some of the greatest London artists we've ever had, and the second part is all female artists. We've never done that. It was a great challenge to blend something which really celebrates next year's centenary for women's suffrage. And I think that this year we've ended up creating something that is going to be really spectacular and fun to watch.
Minutes away, Jim. We look forward to it, and thanks for finding time for us.
Thank you very much.
5 minutes and 17 seconds. In Scotland, the biggest Hogmanay celebrations are in Edinburgh. Tens of thousands of people are there, as is our Scotland correspondent, Peter Smith. Peter, the party atmosphere already well underway, despite chilly weather.
Indeed, Alistair. Well, Scotland's been battered all day today by Storm Dylan, but not even those gale force winds and heavy downpours could dampen the spirits. We've got 75,000 people here for the official Hogmanay Street Party, and they are here for the home of Hogmanay. That means a mix of dancing in the streets, some music, we've got drummers down there, lots of entertainment and singing. Of course, it's a mix of modern music and tradition. The most famous song of all is Auld Lang Syne, that Robert Burns anthem for New Year that's sung around the world. But amazingly, Alistair, only 3% of the population in the UK say they know the words to that song, so I went on the streets of Scotland's capital to ask if anyone could sing along.
Should old acquaintance be forgot? Da 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 da. Should old acquaintance be forgot? And days of Auld Lang Syne. Should Auld Lang Syne.
We'll take a cup of kindness here for Auld Lang Syne.
That was it. Well done. Excellent. Well done.
I love that. And correct me if I'm wrong, fireworks sounds in the background. They've not waited until midnight to have a display.
They're not hanging around, Alistair, no. There's been fireworks on the hour, every hour, since 6 o'clock this evening. This is to mark the 70th anniversary of the Edinburgh International Festival, which is still going strong. But the biggest display of all is at midnight. There'll be the biggest display, in fact, that the home of Hogmanay has ever seen. And then everyone, tomorrow morning, heads for the Firth of Forth to jump in and celebrate with the annual Looney Duke. They're braver than me, Alistair.
Peter and the Edinburgh Choral Society, thank you very much. So, from the Scottish capital, let's go back to London as the clock shows that there is just coming up to 3 minutes to go. Rupert Evelyn is opposite the London Eye, right in the heart of the celebrations. London promising Rupert the biggest and best celebrations. Can it deliver?
Well, I'm pretty sure it will deliver. I think they get fairly competitive, don't they, London, when looking at what's going on in other cities around the world. You know, fireworks here in London are impressive on the telly. But trust me, down here on the embankment, they literally blow your mind away. There will be a 12-minute display. I'm told something like 12,000 fireworks will be let off. They turn into 50,000 projectiles. It is big, it's massive, and the people here who've stood patiently in the cold now for some hours, I think are in for quite a display in really what is only a few seconds' time.
Indeed, 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Despite being turned off for those repairs, Big Ben making an iconic appearance to welcome in the new year.
Yeah, Alistair, I think you can't start New Year in London without hearing Big Ben chiming. And yes, you're right, Big Ben will be chiming on the stroke of midnight. Down here, we'll be lucky, frankly, it's only a few hundred metres in that direction. We'll be very lucky if we hear one of the 12 bongs, as it will be drowned out not only by the crowd, but by the awesome noise that will spread its way through the streets of London, be heard from miles away. And quite apart from the light that goes with it, the sounds, the bangs, I think we're in for a truly big show on what is, frankly, the biggest party night here in London.
All right, Rupert, thank you very much indeed. Rupert Evelyn there live for us on the banks of the Thames. So there are now 1 minute and 0 seconds to go as that beautiful picture there sits upon your screens at home. The iconic London Eye, lit blue and flashing pink, looking widely now across London, the towers there, the Oxo to the left, Whitehall spreading out to the right. 2017 had its downers, as Dan Rivers eloquently described during those magnificent pictures in his report. But now is the time to put all of that behind you, bid farewell to 2017 and make ready to give the biggest possible welcome to 2018. Sydney and Hong Kong threw down the gauntlet. London picked it up and smashed it back. On behalf of everyone here at ITV News, it was an honour serving you in 2017 and we'll be here for you throughout 2018. So, as the fireworks fade from all of us to all of you, a peaceful and prosperous new year and a very good night to you all.
Whatever.